Demarcus Jones. History. Knowledge. Yeah, the truth is here.
Black history was a mystery. I mean, it never really made no sense to me. Like who we were before slavery, how we got here, how we came to be, or what the strategy, about the powers that be. Erase the facts we were kings and queens, but now the cats and I, they were magical. Everything we touched turns into gold. Demarcus Jones, Demarcus Jones, Demarcus Jones. The calendar won't stay wrong. Demarcus Jones, Demarcus Jones, Demarcus Jones. Originals, we don't need clones. Demarcus Jones, Demarcus Jones, Demarcus Jones. Black history, you can learn at home.
Chapter 18. No More Wars.
Hello, Demarcus. I heard a voice from behind me speak. I turned around to meet my new friend. Hello, I replied, rather cheerfully. I was so excited to be in a new era. I reached out my hand to the gentleman. He was a few inches shorter than my dad, with a smaller frame, and he had medium brown skin. He also looked to maybe be 10 years older than my father. He took my hand and shook it. I'm Manetho. Nice to meet you, sir. So, where are we? We're in the temple of Rosetta. It is the greatest lodge of them all. Here is where all of the greatest priests teach and were taught. Rosetta? That was just like King Hatshepsut's land. We walked down the large, tall hallway with 12 columns. I was amazed at the way that the buildings were built in ancient times. This is beautiful, I kept telling Manetho, as if he had no clue. Everything has a meaning, Demarcus. They are not just symbols or designs all around here. The amounts of the columns are not here by coincidence, and the opposite sides of the walls are not missing partial words. They all mean something. What do they mean? I asked. I have a lot to show you, before, during, and after my time, to give you a vague understanding of the education system that you seek to learn. Doesn't vague mean uncertain or unclear? I want details. Demarcus, to understand it all, it takes a 40-year education, not a mere 12 years that you learn in your time. It is impossible that you understand it all. My mission is to open your eyes, but not to teach you. 40 years? I couldn't imagine being in Miss Smith's class that long. I just followed him and listened to what he had to say. I knew that the more questions I asked, the less sleep I would get, but it was so hard for me not to be curious in ancient times. Scientists do not understand the ancient times, and for me, a 10-year-old boy, to have a chance to witness it, I was gaining a far more education than a scientist would with a mere 12-year education. Demarcus, our people have learned amongst these walls and in these rooms for hundreds and hundreds of years. Where are your books? I asked. Books? He looked a little confused. We have a library, he finally answered. No, the books that you study from. We read books in our classroom. Oh, he said, looking reassured. Our books are here. He made a motion like he was pointing to his brain, but I didn't understand it. He managed a smile. Oh, I forget, Demarcus. You are 10 in present times, which means you are like a baby. He laughed, but I felt offended. You do not understand even the simplest things. I'm the smartest kid in 5th grade, I boasted. Demarcus, he said seriously, that is not saying much in your modern times. I don't think that he understood that he was insulting me. And if he did, I was not sure that he cared because he just kept walking. "What are you learning at school now, Demarcus?" he called to me as I walked behind him. "I just wrote an essay about Odysseus, and I had never heard of him before today. I was really proud of that." "Who?" he asked, as if he turned to look at me. "You know, Greek mythology." "What is this Greek mythology?" He stood there confused. I wasn't going to help him, considering that he had just insulted me. "Oh," he said, as if he remembered. "Whatever this is you speak of, Greece is nothing. The people of Greece are learners, not teachers. They had not one person even complete their education. There was only one who came just halfway. He learned for a mere 20 years. That is just half of the requirement. They should not be important to you. They are thieves. Look." Manetho waved his hand and a new scene appeared. It looked like another war. "No more wars," I said. He looked angrily at me. "You say you want to learn, but you do not want war? You don't understand why you don't know nothing of your own legacy. It's because you're afraid to see what happened to you. This is it. You have to see this to understand. But if you are afraid, you will never learn. You will be the smartest kid in 5th grade, and you will still be uneducated." I was angry with Manetho, but I knew he was right. I have always known that I wasn't learning anything in school, and that I could just wow my teachers without even reading the passage or paying attention to the work. School was just too easy. "Will you watch?" he asked. Yes. I knew he was going to show me, whether I agreed or not.
On the next chapter of Demarcus Jones and the Solar Calendar Animated.
"This man," he pointed, "is Alexander II. For some reason, in modern times, you call him Alexander the Great. These people that you are learning from learned from you. They have taken thousands upon thousands of years of learning and wrote their names on it, and you actually believe that it's their work. Although you have learned nothing of importance in the first 5 years of school, you are a wise young man, and you must use the rest of your life to learn things that are much more valuable.